See, Jane, darling, this house is lovely.
I suppose it'll do for 3 months. It will only be 3 months, right, John?
Yes. And remember, darling, no exercising and absolutely no writing. That nonsense will not help you with your, condition. Though I'm sure it is nothing to fret about. All you need to do is rest and get some fresh air, and I'm sure you'll be feeling better in no time. Mary, will you tend to the baby while Jane and I settle in the bedroom?
Surely.
Now, dear, this will be your bedroom, where you'll get some rest while I'm at work during the day.
All right.
Yes, well. Sleep tight. Now listen, Mary. Please check on her throughout the day.
Certainly. Do you believe this vacation will cure her condition?
I sure hope so, but only time will tell. I fear that her condition is far more severe than even she realizes.
I assure you, she is safe under my watch, sir.
God bless you. Oh, and Mary,
Yes.
you must make sure that she does not write in that blasted book. It's not good for her. And if she asks about her husband or her baby, just convince her that everything is all right. Now, keep this until I get back from work.
Of course.
She must not know. Thank you, Mary.
Although I had chosen the lovely room with roses all over the window and such pretty old-fashioned chintz hangings, John would not hear of it. He felt this room was more suitable. I hate it. Sure, it is a big, airy room, and the whole floor nearly, with windows that look all ways and air and sunshine galore. But the walls, oh, the dreadful walls. The paint and the paper look as if a boys' school had used it. It's stripped off, the paper, in great patches. I never saw such worse paper in my life. What are those sprawling, flamboyant patterns committing every artistic sin? It's dull enough to confuse the eye in following, pronounced enough constantly to irritate and provoke study, and when you follow the lame, uncertain curves for a little distance, they suddenly commit suicide, plunge off at outrageous angles, destroy themselves in unheard of contradictions. Oh, and the color. The color is repellent, revolting almost. I think I hear John. I must put this away.
Jane, darling, I'm home. Jane, darling, how was your day? Darling! Well, I suppose it's time to turn in for the night. Oh, good, Mary, you're up. And with the baby.
What seems to be troubling you? You look concerned.
It's Jane. I caught sight of her journal last night, and I'm afraid she's been writing in it again. Not only that, but I worry she's getting worse.
Why's that?
Well, Mary, 7 times throughout the night I awoke, and when I glanced at Jane, I noticed she was not asleep. She was just lying there with her wide-eyed gaze fixated on the walls, the yellow wallpaper.
Well, maybe it's nothing, but I feel I should tell you, she still thinks you're her husband.
We must keep up her fantasy. She cannot know that her husband left her and the baby after she started slipping away. But nonetheless, this is not a good sign. Do keep an eye on her, Mary. I'll let you take notes while I'm off to work.
I will do my best.
Thank you, Mary.
John insists my case is not serious, but he does not know how much I suffer. It's a good thing Mary is so good with the baby. Such a good baby. But I cannot be with him. It makes me so nervous. I suppose John never was nervous in his life. He laughs at me so about this wallpaper. I really am getting quite fond of this room. All but that horrid paper. This paper looks at me as if it knew what a vicious influence it had. There's a recurrent spot where the pattern lolls and looks like a broken neck with 2 bulbous eyes stare at you upside down. I get positively angry with it. Up and down and sideways they crawl, and those absurd, unblinking eyes are everywhere. Oh, but I don't mind the room one bit. Only the wallpaper. There comes John's sister. Such a dear girl as she is, and so careful of me. I must not let her find me writing.
Hello, Jane. Would you care for some lunch?
No, I'm quite all right.
How about a stroll through the gardens? You know how John says the air would be good for you.
No.
All right, I'll come back to check on you later tonight. Ring me if you need anything.
I'm really getting quite fond of this room in spite of the wallpaper. Perhaps because of the wallpaper. It dwells in my mind so. I lie here in this great immovable bed. It's nailed down, I believe. And I follow that pattern about by the hour. Half the time now, I'm awfully lazy and lie down ever so much. There are things in that wallpaper that nobody knows about but me, or ever will. Behind that outside pattern, the dim shapes get clearer and clearer every day. It's always the same shape. A woman, stooping down and creeping about behind that pattern. Oh, I must stop writing for now. I think I hear John.
Well, I'm off.
John, before you go, we need to discuss Jane.
Of course, what is it?
I fear her condition is worsening. I've noticed some unusual behavior. When she sleeps, it's not often. When she eats, it's very little. I don't know what to do. And she mutters.
About the wallpaper?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I feared this might happen. Jane has mentioned that she disliked her stay here and that she wishes we could return, but I keep reassuring her when she gets this way that maybe this house will do her some good. Yet, I know it is lies.
What are we going to do? I've taken notes like you've asked me, but it's still unusual behavior.
I fear I may have to send her to Vera Mitchell, the neurologist, in the fall, but she's still not improving. Have you succeeded in getting her journal? I do want to know what she writes about.
I've not been able to get the journal fully away from her, but I did take some notes about it. It just seems to be extensive nonsense about the wallpaper. I think she's going mad.
Oh dear.
And what's more, she caught me in her room once and asked me what I was doing with the wallpaper, as if the wallpaper could move or anything. And then I told her it stained everything it touched, and I found yellow splotches all over her clothing.
I do try to engage John in conversation about my condition, but he does not like talking about it. Instead, I lie next to him each night, sleepless as I study the wallpaper. The wallpaper changes with the light. By daylight, the woman behind the pattern is quiet, but at night, she comes alive. Another thing, this paper smells. The smell creeps all over the house, hovering in the dining room, sulking in the parlor, hiding in the hall, lying wait for me on the stairs. It gets in my hair. Such a peculiar odor, too. But now, I'm used to it. The only thing I can think of is that it's like the color of the paper. A yellow smell. And the wallpaper, I've made a new discovery. A smooch all along the wall as if it had been rubbed over and over, around and around. I don't know who did it, but it makes me dizzy. Oh, and there's more! The woman behind the pattern appears to shake it. It's like she's trying to climb through, and I wish to get her out. I've locked the door and thrown the key into the front path. I don't want anyone coming in. I want to astonish John. I've got a rope here. I snuck it in. Now, when I get the woman out, I'll be able to tie her down.
What's going on?
Come quickly. Jane's locked the door and won't let me in. She's been creeping around the room and talking about freeing the woman in the wallpaper. I don't know what's going on.
Mary, get an axe. Let me in, my darling.
I can't! The key is down under the door by the plantain leaf. The key is down by the door under the plantain leaf. The key is down by the door under the plantain leaf.
What are you doing?
I've got out at last, in spite of you and Jane. And what's more, I ripped off most of this wallpaper, so you can't put me back.
Oh my.
And what's more, she caught me in her room once, and I was, biscuits.
Well, I suppose it's time we turn in for the night.
Wait.
Is it like really?
I can't! The key is down by the door under the plantain leaf. The key is down by the door under the plantain leaf. The key is down under the door by the